What's up, everybody? Lawn Chaser here. Haven't really done a video in a long time, but part of it is just because, actually most of it is just because I had just been real busy with work. But I want to do a video review on my 97 Chevrolet Silverado k2500. And here it is right here. This is a 97 Chevrolet Silverado k2500 7.4 liter. And for those of y'all that don't know, the 7.4 is the 454 big block. That badge and that sticker down there were both put on by the previous owner. It's nothing that came straight from the factory. The other side has them as well, but yeah, this truck has the Dana rear differential. It is a split axle, and the axles are what actually hold the drums on to the rear end. So that way, instead of putting weight on the hubs, it's just putting weight on the wheels, you know. That way the hubs have a longer life. But it's got the classic Chevrolet letters going across the tailgate. This truck by any means is in no perfect condition. It is in good condition. I'd like to say that there's no rust on it, but there is possibly some minor rust on the frame, but it's just surface rust. It's nothing that's eaten through, but really has hardly any. This truck has 237,000 miles on it. It's actually getting close to 238. In the years that I've owned this truck, which, well, I've owned it since 2018, I have had to do a considerable amount of work to it and still got some issues. Right now it is parked because I got an issue with the it's a throttle body sensor code that is causing the truck not to run right after being driven more than 5 miles. I've also got an EGR code. I've already replaced the throttle position sensor, but didn't fix the issue. I've also tried cleaning out the throttle body and the and I've also even cleaned out the Egr valve, because I also got an EGR code. And unfortunately, there's my neighbor come flying around that corner as usual. Cleaning out the EGR valve did not fix anything either. I've also seafoamed through the vacuum hose, and the truck hardly smoked up at all, so it didn't fix the issue either. So I'm gonna try replacing the EGR valve, but if that doesn't fix it, then I probably got a problem with the catalytic converters. But anyways, I've also got another imperfection. This wheel right here has a lot of brake dust on it. I don't understand why, because it's got new brake pads on it. It's got a new brake caliper. The rotor was replaced within the last year or so. And it's got a new brake flex line as well. It's got a new brake master cylinder too. But but if you got to slam on the brakes, it does still pull to the right, you know, which I still don't understand, because this side also has a new brake caliper, new brake pads, and a sort of new brake rotor as well, as well as a new brake line too. So yeah, but anyways, as you can also see right here, it does have some paint chip. That's been like that since I got the truck. It hasn't gotten any worse, nor has it gotten better. The truck does need to be washed. I need to repaint the rooftop. I've never done that, but anyways, this truck right here is actually a pretty rare truck. When I say rare, I mean it's not very common, because most of the 2500s of this year did not come with a 454. Only a very small number of them actually came factory with one, but most of them came with either a 350 or the 6.5 Detroit diesel. So yeah, it's also got, if you notice right here, it's got the factory Fender Flares, which indicates that it's a heavy duty truck. You'll see some of these trucks came with these Fender Flares, but also a lot of them did not really come with them from the factory. The previous owner has also put a hitch on the front of the truck. He claims it made it easier for him to pull his 38-foot camper out of his yard. It's got tow mirrors on it as well. This one right here on the bottom has Gorilla Tape and a small mirror, because I accidentally cracked that mirror not long after I bought the truck. I was at the bank and I had to back up, and I accidentally backed into a concrete post and it cracked this mirror right here. So that's how I've been able to pass inspection. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hood and let y'all see the engine. The interior of the truck looks like hell, so I'm not really going to show much of it. Yeah. There it is right here. The engine compartment light bulb is burnt out, but yeah, that right there is a 454 Vortec. Puts out about 290 horsepower at about 410 foot-pounds of torque. It's got a new Flowmaster cylinder, a new hydraulic brake booster right there. It's got a new radiator as well. Had to replace the radiator this year. The old one blew out on me. Same year I bought the truck, had to replace the water pump. I've also had to replace the injectors as well as the distributor. Last year had to also replace the intake plenum gaskets as well as the intake manifold gaskets too. I've had to put new control arms on the front of the truck, as well as new ball joints and new tie rods. So yeah, I've had to do a considerable amount of work to this truck. There's a few other things I've also had to do. I've replaced the hubs on the front as well as the hubs on the back. Now the hubs on the back were definitely different than from on the front, because the ones on the back, I had to actually piece them together. Don't really understand why, but I guess that's just how it is. But yeah, but overall, it's been a good truck. It's just gotten to where it's showing its age. It's got an interstate battery right here. It does not have a K&N filter on it. I am going to put a K&N filter on it. It's got a new mass airflow sensor that I had replaced this year. Most of the work on this truck I did myself, but there was a few times I've had to have a mechanic actually do some other stuff on it. Usually whenever I try and fix a problem and it wasn't really getting fixed, but also other times just because I haven't really had the time to mess with the truck. But this is now my work truck. I know some of y'all might possibly think, well, why would you want to use this as a work truck in the condition that it's in? Because it is in good condition. Well, the reason why is because it used to be just my only truck. Up until recently, I bought that truck down there for a deal that I just could not pass up. And that's a 1500 right down there, with a lot less miles on it. But that truck down there, it is not designed for towing like this one is. This one's got the 4L80 transmission in it, but I have had to have the transmission overhauled the same year that I bought the truck, because the torque converter came apart and it got metal all throughout the transmission. But around the time that I bought the truck, it had 180,000 miles on it, and it was around about, I won't say 190 when I had to have the transmission overhauled. The previous owner claimed that he had the transmission rebuilt, but it actually had a reman. It was actually a reman transmission. But anyways, by the way, sorry if I say "but" a lot. There were a couple of things that the previous owner was not very honest about. He claimed, I believe that he claimed that the truck did not have any leaks on it. He was incorrect, because it did have a power steering leak on it. It's got new power steering lines on it as well. It's got a junkyard power steering box on it that may have to be replaced soon, because I think it's started leaking again. Or excuse me, when I say I think, I mean I know that it's leaking, but I haven't really fully investigated on where it's leaking. But it's still got the same old power steering pump. It's a couple of years ago I did replace the plugs and the plug wires. But like I said, other than that, it's been a pretty good truck. I think I've gone through just about everything on this truck that I could possibly go through. It is an 8-lug. Also indicates that it is a heavy-duty vehicle. Like I said, when I said that most of these K2500s did not come with the 454, most of the 454s actually either came in the Suburbans or the 3500 dualies, which I actually would not mind having. But this truck does everything I need it to do, and I really want to hold on to this truck as long as possible. I do not have any plans on selling this truck, But if I can't get the issue fixed that it's having right now, then I may have no choice. Other than that, I plan on keeping it for a long time. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start it up and let y'all hear how it runs. It's got a it does have an aftermarket Flowmaster exhaust. It's not a true Flowmaster because Meineke put the exhaust on. Reason being is because before it had a MagnaFlow muffler on it that was just falling apart, and the exhaust had a bunch of holes in it, so had to get that replaced. But they said that it was a Flowmaster. It just doesn't say Flowmaster on it. It's just, you know, their version of a Flowmaster. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start it up, let y'all hear it. If y'all hear that whine, or if y'all heard that whine, that is because my truck is low on power steering fluid, because it has sat and all the fluid is done leaked out. It is a dual inlet, single outlet exhaust. But I'm gonna definitely say that I'm not exactly too pleased with how they put the exhaust in. Just take a look right there. Oh, sorry. I think that's just stupid right there, but evidently they didn't have a dual inlet muffler, so therefore they obviously just had to work with what they had. I don't like the fact that they put the tailpipe so close to the spare tire. There's some of that rust I was talking about, but like I said, it's just surface rust. It's nothing that's eaten through the frame or anything like that. And I'm very sorry for the long video, but I haven't really seen a whole lot of YouTube videos on these k2500 454s. So I figured I'd go ahead and just put one up. I will be doing a video on replacing the Egr valve, which is right here. Even though, of course, it's stupid simple, but for some people who probably might not, know where it's located, I figured I'd still do a demonstration anyways. But yeah, I'm not going to take the truck out driving because, like I said, I'm still battling some gremlins with it. But there's the check engine light on right there, just to show y'all. I'm gonna let y'all hear how it sounds. Matter of fact, we'll let y'all hear it from the muffler. Yeah. The truck does need a bath too, but like I said, that right now is least of my worries right now. Like I said, the interior looks like hell, so yeah. All right. Once again, I'm sorry about the very long video, but I've just been wanting to do a review on this truck, and I think I've covered just about everything that I possibly could. Okay, we'll show y'all the odometer. Yes, I know I do need to clean it out, but right there at 237,094 miles. Anyways, y'all take care. Y'all have a good one.